Anele and The Club. Yeah.
Is this a breakfast show or a halftime pep talk? Because they sure know how to pump the city up.
947. Hashtag Anele and The Club.
Anele and The Club on 947.
The fun side of Joburg.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Grammy Award winning Black Coffee is here!
Congratulations, Black Coffee. We love you.
Well done, my brother. Thank you for representing South Africa.
The greatness is not for me, but it's for me to share it.
The guy who's making us very, very proud right now, Black Coffee.
Music is king. A music spectacular being put on by Black Coffee.
This morning we have an audience with our very own Mr. DJ Black Coffee.
House music in South Africa is kind of like become one of the mainstream genres. We won a Grammy now.
And the Grammy goes to Black Coffee subconsciously.
And just like that, our lives, not his life, our lives changed forever. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Black Coffee. He just won a Grammy. He's in studio with 947. Welcome,
guys.
Gutti.
Thank you. Wasn't it crazy how that lady said black?
I know, because we were like, what you trying to say? We're not scared of you. We'll come in.
She was like black.
And did the guy behind him say South Africa? Because I feel like somebody said South
I
Africa.
don't know. At that point, I was deaf.
But then you were right at the back. Why were you there if you nominated?
I don't know. I don't know how it works there. Because in South Africa, they will place you where they're going to film you walking and...
Or maybe they wanted to see you strut.
Strategic. Nah. It was crazy. Because everyone before that category was called immediately. And I was saying to my guys, this is crazy. Because they were like... And the winner is so-and-so. Oh. And then when it came to that one, that lady was like... and
apprehensive.
Yeah, because there's only one name, thank God. I mean, if there was other names,
you could
she would have said black, marshmallow.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? So it's just one they put on only the winner's name. It's crazy.
So because you were placed so far away from the stage, did you think it's okay, I was nominated, I'm not going to win this. There's no ways I have won this if I'm placed this far away.
To me, man, honestly, I had won already. Just like the nomination. You need to understand how hard it was for me to do this album, sonically, what I really wanted to achieve, and knowing how my people expect from me. You know, I'm the house music DJ, and that's why it was one of the biggest things when that song was so embraced here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, on the station, the song with Celeste.
Yes.
Ready for you.
My song.
You know what I mean? So it's like, why is he making slow music now?
But it's so strange because as slow as that song is, I dance so much.
It's a dance song.
It's a dance song.
Yeah. So it's like I had to educate people, like take them to a place they not comfortable with, they don't know. True. And all I needed was just trust. Just trust me, I know what I'm doing type of thing. Because I knew that I wanted to get a nod, from the highest level in the music space. And so that's why I'm saying the nomination alone, I was like, okay, this one is on the box, cool. The next album then, I'm really also going to be intentional about doing it right so that I can actually win it.
But is it not your job as an artist to take me to a space that I didn't think I needed to go to?
Yeah, it is, but then the fans are different. Some are like, oh, he's doing the same thing, I'm so tired. And then the others are like, oh, why is he changing? I want the old Black Coffee.
But I mean, I think that's the height of success, because Kanye West even has a rap like that. They say they want the old Kanye. They tell you know what I'm saying. Beyonce also suffers from that, where she says that everyone wants her to do single ladies.
I mean, the songs are there. Go listen.
The old. Yeah, exactly. You've got it. You bought it. It's not like now you must stop playing the old stuff.
I suffer mostly from my album called Homebrewed. Yeah, so even with the Grammy, people post Homebrewed. They're like, but this is your best album.
Yeah, that's the original. The original work is the best.
This is the original coffee.
Which is the one where you did that concert with the orchestra?
That's basically the.
That's Homebrew. Yeah, but
so
that's
with Superman.
That's your fault, though.
Yeah.
That's on you. That's on you.
You created that monster.
Okay, so I want to talk about the outfits, the white suits.
Yeah.
As you guys were walking down, all I remember is, did you ever watch Touched by an Angel?
Yes.
That's all.
Down the road.
Oh my gosh.
I promise you. That's all I thought. And then it was such a godly moment for you to be warning. And then I was like, oh, I'll walk with you. The sun don't even shine. Huh?
They should have played that song.
Right? And then you were there with your firstborn son. It was just a moment for you.
No, it was beautiful. Crazy.
Walk us through the outfits. Why did you go that way? And did you... Who agreed that you guys must match? Because obviously, I'm sure you had to convince your son. Trust me, let's dress the same.
No, I don't even know like if it was mine or his idea. So there's this brand called Amiri.
Yes.
I'm friends with the owner of the brand, Mike. You know, I just asked him to dress us, and he was like, you know what? I'll custom make the suits.
Oh.
You know, and then we went for that color. You know, they look the same, but they're different. You know, and so he got to LA early. We went for the fittings and, you know, just to make sure the outfits are cool. And what I was going for me, like his brand is the new kind of like fashion brand that is doing what Virgil used to do.
Virgil. So it's a nice ode to Virgil as well.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
That's why I was wearing like a Virgil piece inside. I told him, I'm like, I'm doing a tribute to Virgil with this outfit.
And cream is off-white.
No, because cream.
Think about it.
Yes. And cream is what he also wore at at that gala thing they do. So I was basically dressed like him, but in an Amiri suit. So was my son, basically.
Oh, you couldn't not win after that. And then he did his acceptance speech.
I don't even know what to say. I want to thank God for the gift of music and being able to share it with the world and heal some souls and help people go through whatever they're going through in life. I want to thank my team, Christiana, Samantha, China. I want to thank everyone who's on the album, from Sagi in South Africa to David Guetta, who believe in like working with like a smaller artist like myself and trusting me and trusting my ear. Pharrell, Josie, Delilah, Una Rams, everyone who's on the album. I want to thank my fans and people who follow what I do all over the world. Thank you so much for believing in me. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my children. This is my firstborn son. And I have, this is like my plus one for tonight. I have 5 more, so I'm coming back with them. Thank you.
Okay, so was that speech written down? Did you plan that?
No, it wasn't.
No, because you're not a public speaker. It's not your thing, but you did. It was so heartfelt.
I know. Like I watched it. Like after the speech, I was like, "What did I even say?" You know, the going back with my son thing was a joke I made with my friends. You know, who they did a nomination dinner for me, and they were like, "Have you done your speech?" I'm like, "Oh, I know what I'm gonna say. It was a joke, like you know, about my kids and you know." But anything else, I was so lost. I don't even know like what. Every time, this is the first time I listened to the entire thing.
Do you know, it's so strange you say that, because we had Forrest Whitaker in here and we played him his Oscar acceptance speech for Idi Amin. And as soon as the mics went off, he looked at me and said, "You know, that's the first time I hear that speech." Why is that? It would be the first thing I get home and do. I'd watch myself.
I don't know. And people were upset with me, like, Black Coffee, you are big. Why are you calling yourself a small artist?
That caught me. Yeah. That was the first thing that caught me. When you said working with a small artist like me, I was like, when are you becoming a big artist? Like,
if this is small.
Here's how I say it. First of all, I can't be small and be on stage winning a Grammy, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And secondly, I'm never the smartest guy in the room. I'm never the biggest artist in the room.
Good. And that's how you grow.
That's how I learn. I'm always like ready to listen, to learn, and so that's how I see things in life. I'm never the wisest. I'm never the one giving everyone advice in the room. I'm always the quiet one who's listening to everyone's thoughts, basically.
You know what I loved is you saying, I'm coming back here because I've got 5 children. To me, you were telling us you're going to win 4 more Grammys. And every other Grammy, you're bringing a different child out.
That's exactly what
That's
I
what
meant.
you meant. Oh, good. I love that. And I think it's such a... Because, it's cliche for children to want to do the same thing you do, right?
Yeah.
I look at my son and I see that he's a pretty good personality.
Yeah.
But with you and your son, he's really good. He's really, really good.
It's actually shocking, and we had a super, a crazy, heartfelt moment. I think late last year, talking about him DJing.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of working on my documentary, and so this was the first time we speak about him. I'm like, dude, I hear you DJing.
Yeah,
so please talk to me, And I had a camera crew, to record that moment because I wanted to keep it in case I want to use it, And so, he was almost in tears about how much he's been wanting to, but he was afraid.
Because it's Black Coffee son.
Yes. So, him now doing it,
amazing.
There's so much freedom for him. He feels so free because he doesn't care what anyone says anymore. He's doing it.
He's got his dad's blessing, and that's all that matters.
Yes. So, but before he's like, I wanted to do this. So he was scared. So he said, I want to do whatever, I'm like, let's do the property stuff. He's like, cool. But then he never wakes up. His phone is always on. Then I fired him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I sent him a formal email. He lost his job, and then we had a meeting. I'm like, guys, you guys are him and my nephew. They're the same age. I'm like, I'm done, doing stuff for you now. So what's the plan? You both are 21, and I must be paying rent for you. And so what's the plan? Basically, in 6 months, I'm stopping everything.
As in you gave them a timeline that in 6 months,
like in 6 months
the tap is running
everything.
dry and you have to stand on your own.
You're going to have to come back home and stay with me.
Under my roof with my rules. What kind
and they don't want that.
Of course they don't. You can't sneak girls into your dad's house.
Yeah, my nephew. The following day, I found an email. He was applying for a job with a CV the following morning.
But this is what normal dads do,
Yeah.
But they don't all have Grammys, so it's interesting. It's interesting to hear that,
So you say you're always listening in on the advice in rooms, right?
Yeah.
But now when your son comes to you with a talent like this, and
Yeah.
as a dad that is Black Coffee, what's the one thing you tell him to look out for? Because obviously after decades in the industry, you've got blind spots that you're aware of.
Yeah.
What's the one blind spot you told him about?
I'm going to give this everything. Because if you don't, it always shows, It always shows. Give it everything. And after the Grammys, I had an event that I was doing, for invited guests, and he was on the lineup.
Nice.
So we were playing together, and I decided to play with him back to back, and then I saw things that he was doing, later on I'm like, listen, so when you play with someone else, this is what you do.
Okay.
Okay.
Give them space. You play your song. You back up. Don't stay here and keep touching while I'm trying to look for another song. And I do the same. Just small things like that.
Courtesy.
So etiquette vibes.
And what's great about him, he listens.
He doesn't want to get fired again.
Well, I can't fire him now. He's his own boss now.
So one of the things I loved you did in the speech outside mentioning your kids was mentioning the artists that you worked with. And I don't know if they've had an opportunity to tell you what that did for them, but here we go. Msaki would like to say say something.
The moment still feels a little bit surreal to me because I fell asleep
But before I did, I sent him a message saying, all the best for music's biggest night. We believe in you. And that belief was just so clear and tangible for me because of how I know it's been a goal. And not even a goal, but just like the tangible belief in himself is infectious. I have been completely moved in this entire process of working with him because I would get updates from the song, at 3 a.m. in the morning. Those were our hours. We'd be up and he would have just come off of stage somewhere in Ibiza or Miami, and we'd get another update on the edit, and he'd be excited about, something he's done to the bass line or something that he's added in percussion. And the other thing that I learned from him was that he was never afraid to take away what didn't need to be there. So I'm so inspired. I have new dreams because of this achievement, and I am so grateful to have been part of this and to witness a dream come true.
Wow. She's like one special artist that we have as a country, and that I feel like is so underrated. And working with her, I think that song is one of the first 3 songs that we did. And at the time when we started recording, she was in Germany, I think, on a writer's camp for another artist. That's the stuff she does that we don't know.
We don't know about.
She writes songs for like big stars, and she just goes and camp with like producers. And what was crazy is when I sent the song to her, it came back with like trumpets and like live musicians, like strings and orchestra. And I was like, but he's like, no, I'm here with my band. I've never experienced that. Like when you work with a singer-songwriter, they will just sing and bring the song back.
As is. But with her, she goes the next
level. It came
level.
back with like crazy, crazy stuff. And I told her, I was there last night, we had another celebration.
You must be tired,
No, listen.
Guys, please, can you stop throwing this man parties? It's okay now, eh?
Like I walk onto a plane, they're like, oh. Then I walk out into the airport.
He said to me, just now I was asking him about the celebrations, he said, I'm on my way to Coachella. I can't wait to just get on the plane. Just to get to Coachella.
I didn't think it was going to be this hectic.
And we haven't stopped. I'm sorry to break it to you.
And then I walk into a station. There's an entire band
Parktown Boys playing for Black Coffee. So the one thing I was saying is what I loved about you and your acceptance speech is that, as always, you just took people along. It wasn't just your moment. It was South Africa's moment. It was a family moment. It was about your kids. It was about the artists. But we've got one more artist that just wants to also say, Yazini, bra, thank you so much.
This is Una Rams, and I'd just like to wish my big brother, Black Coffee, a major, major, major congratulations. I know this has been years in the making, and you are living proof that if you spend enough time on your dream, it eventually has no choice but to come true. Yes, thank you for being a constant inspiration, and thank you, I cannot say it enough, for always taking me along on your journey. You've made it a point to mention my name at key moments over the last couple of years, and I am humbled, honored, and filled with utmost gratitude. Love you so much, big bro. Peace out.
Oh man, this is beautiful.
Right?
Wow. I met Una Rangs in Venda. I had a gig probably like 5-6 years ago. The guy who picked me up from the airport, I think they planned it.
Okay.
He was just playing his music in the car.
And you were like, who this?
No one said anything.
I like that.
Yeah, no one said anything. And they just kept playing this music. And then eventually I'm like, wait, who's this guy? And they were like, no, he's at the gig. You're going to meet him. His name is Una Rams. He's a local guy. And that's how I met the guy. And it's like, man, let's do some stuff.
That's amazing.
We even, in Venda, there's that street markets thing.
Yes.
We even took a picture there next to the mangoes.
I was going to say lots of mangoes in the
and the avocados.
Yes. Yeah.
We have one of those pictures. And yeah, from there to the Grammys with him, basically.
So outside of David Guetta, who would you say you are grateful that they did what you did with Una Rams and Misaki? Somebody who mentioned your name in a room where you weren't there, but you know that every time they had a gap to mention Black Coffee, they did.
So who's my Black Coffee as
Una Rams? Who's your Black Coffee?
I'd have to say David, man.
Nah?
There's a quick story. 10, 15 years ago. You guys were still in preschool. David put out a tweet. He was like, who wants to play for me? Who wants to open for me in some festival? And I tweeted. You know, I was like,
there you go.
Me.
I'll do it.
And my music community, like my friends, were like, no, bro, you can't do that. David Guetta is mainstream. It's a bad look, you know. But I'm not them. I'm me. Like, I know what I want. You know, I knew even there was a lot of also negative comments about our collaboration before it came out. Like, why would you go there? Because he's a super commercial guy and the music is different. But we aligned. I mean, we were in studio at the same time. It wasn't, you know, like a remote thing. You know, we booked a studio in LA and we were there. We started the song together, like literally. We worked on the song together.
And dare I say it, he needed you more than you needed him.
I don't know.
No, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Okay, you first. You go first.
All right. So, I don't know if you were aware, when I was walking on stage, I went back to hug someone.
Yes. Yeah.
That was him.
Yes.
So my son was like, oh, David is calling you. And I went back. That's why I mentioned him. Like, I spoke about what we did together, you know. He's just even outside music, you know.
He's a great guy.
With advice, you know, how to like structure my stuff internationally. You know, he's been doing it for a while. Sometimes he just throw me like random gigs. Like, there's a guy who wants to book you. And he's like, how much do you charge for these things? And I wait because this is David Guetta, you know, because he charges gazillions. So let me see how much he thinks I'm worth. I'm like, I don't know, bro.
Do you know why I say he also needed you? As much as it was great to catapult you to a different spotlight in the world. With his sound, and I love all of his songs, the Sia songs, all of that commercial stuff. Come on, I was a tax of him. You know, I guess the Buddha may see it at the end of the day. But with Drive, there's something that happened that almost toned him down and entrenched him deeper. And so, for instance, his songs are big, right? But they're also fleeting. Like, they're hot, they number one, and then they pass. But Drive has just hung.
He knew what it was doing.
Exactly. So you gave him like deeper roots as much as he gave you 3 miles down the road. But you said, so he went 3 miles down the road, but you said, let's go 3 miles deep. And I think that's why you guys
agree. Even with the artists we chose, it was a different singer at first singing the song.
Not Delilah.
I kept saying, she sounds too pop.
Right.
You know, and he was like, bro, it's fine. Let's leave her. I'm like, no, let's find someone else. And he's like, cool, find someone else. Then we tried different people. We even had London Grammar singing the song at some point.
They said no to London Grammar.
Yeah, and then Delilah sounded amazing. And I sent him the song, and his response was, I am falling asleep. It was a joke. It was like, man, this voice, I am falling asleep. It was so much fun because what was important for him wasn't for me, and what was important for me wasn't. But eventually, you know, we met halfway through, and Delilah was on the song, and the song became like the biggest record of my career.
That's amazing.
On that note, the Parktown Boys are in studio, and there's one song they want to say hello and goodbye to you with. The song that you say changed your career. Black Coffee, David Guetta, Drive, Parktown Boys.
No way.
Take it away.
Club
on 947. Back tomorrow, 6 to 9 a.m.